organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV,
your favorite reads and your favorite eats. What they have in common according to one upcoming event on campus coming up.
And in sports, a look at Iowa baseball's Big Ten Pitcher of the Week.
Coming up, I have the scoop on what some Iowa City restaurants are cooking up at this year's Top Chef competition.
Daily Iowan TV is ready to go.
good evening, I'm Matt Starnes.
And I'm Erin Faust.
It's a place many University of Iowa students walk past on the way to class every day. The Emma Goldman Clinic sits at the corner of Dubuque and Bloomington Streets, and their abortion and contraceptive services have caused quite a few protesters to stand in front of the building nearly every day. Over the past 25 days, that activity has increased, and our own Muriel Coney has the latest on how it's affecting a decade-old clinic-sponsored campaign.
A couple drops of your change is what the Emma Goldman Clinic is asking of the local community as part of their Pledge a Picketer campaign, a national campaign that started back in 2002.
The Pledge a Picketer program has really had more focus lately because of increased activity.
In the past 25 days, the clinic has seen 70 protesters, which means if you pledge $1 for every one protester standing, the clinic receives $70 for the month. And so far this year, they've raised over $1,000. Cheryl Schwager is the director of the Johnson County Right to Life organization that advocates life for the unborn.
Well, we're there to save babies' lives. They are the most defenseless among us, and so they deserve protection. They deserve someone standing out in a peaceful manner, defending their life.
But for Jennifer and her team, their presence is a bit unsettling.
To come to work and be faced with such hatred, harassment, intimidation can be very disgruntling.
But once the clients do get in, they are ushered into advocacy rooms just like this to speak with the Medica before they make their final decision. A decision that both sides of the aisle would like to influence.
We believe it's our job and the role of our advocates and our physicians to make sure we're providing abortions for women who want abortions.
As the month of April begins, Cheryl says that just because the clinic is raising more money, it will not end their protest.
A few $100s is in no comparison to the life of a baby.
In the meantime, the clinic says they will continue to reach out to the community for support. This is Muriel Coney for Daily Iowan TV News.
Thanks, Muriel. The UI Library is showing students that reading isn't the only way to soak in a story. It's called food art, and you could find it at the Edible Books Festival held earlier today. Local book enthusiasts tried their best to incorporate a memorable book into a piece of food art. Books at the festival were represented by everything from pies to individual cupcakes. This is the second time the library has hosted this event, and organizers say things like these are the ways for the library to educate in a creative way.
Sometimes we go to lots of serious events at the university, but this is a chance just to have a little more lighthearted look at things that we can do to be creative.
There will be multiple pieces of food art featured, and visitors were able to vote for which item they liked best.
We've all heard about the HBO show Girls failing in its goal to film on the University of Iowa campus. So, Erin, I hear you dug a little bit deeper into this week for a segment of Street Chatter. What did you find out?
Yeah, Girls creator Lena Dunham is also a U Iowa student. She's wrapping up her third season, and during this time, the main character is accepted into the University of Iowa Writers' Workshop. The creator's idea was to have the show take place on campus, but U Iowa officials were not up for this kind of publicity. Daily Iowan TV's Kelly Oline went out to see just what students thought of the university rejecting the show.
With as diverse of a group of people that we have here in the community we have in town, I think it'd be a great place to do that. I think a lot of people across the nation recognize the college, and I think that they could have made a lot of money off of it, and it would have been a good deal for them.
The university has a great tradition and wants to represent himself the right way, and if it made a decision, it must have felt like it wasn't in the best interest of the school and the community and what we represent. So, it's not my thing to call it, but I know it was a reasoning behind it.
It would get people out on campus and get the word about Iowa publicly out, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think any publicity is good publicity, and we are in the Midwest, and I don't know, I just think it would have been a good thing for the campus, and they said it would disrupt, but they said they would have filmed in the summer, so I don't think it would have disrupted very much at all.
I do. I think that a Big Ten campus needs recognition, and a TV show is a great way to have Iowa known.
UI spokesperson Tom Moore told the Press Citizen, while we are pleased that the Iowa Writers Workshop is receiving national attention and that our graduate is doing well in her career, our general practice is not to allow filming due to potential disruption to campus. Student groups have said they will petition to get the university to change its mind.
Downtown Iowa City's cultural scene merged Monday night with the 4th annual Iowa City Top Chef competition. So whether you're hungry, thirsty, or have a dire need for some dessert, our own Jordan Mickle has the scoop on what which chefs went for the gold.
More than 350 guests arrived Monday night at Hotel Vitro amidst a vast array of food creations. Giovanni's and Takanami were among many local establishments that promised not only to please the attendees' taste buds, but also for the honor of Iowa City's top culinary awards. Scrumptious entrees, tasty drinks, and delicious desserts were all just a fingertip away in this year's showcase. These restaurants were competing for 3 different awards voted on by the judges and the general public: Best Entree, Best Mixologist, and of course, Best Desserts. Organizers of the event said this competition is important for the downtown district because it celebrates Iowa City's restaurant community.
Food is one of the things that you think of when you think of Iowa City, and the wonderful food and the variety of choices and the great diversity. It's just a great way for people to try restaurants that they may have not tried before, or retry restaurants that they haven't been to in a long time. So it's just really a fun event.
I think the turnout was great. They sold out all their tickets, and all the food was awesome. The drinks were phenomenal. I loved it all. It was all good.
And some found this as a wonderful way to taste some new foods Iowa City has to offer.
What really stood out to me was the community coming together and getting to taste their downtown, getting to try different foods that they normally wouldn't pick out on a menu. I think that was really great.
But as the evening came to an end, the votes were tallied and an award was given out to a winner in each category. We checked in with Gray's a couple weeks ago as they prepared their Great Flower Martini. Well, as it turns out, the public voted and Gray's won the People's Choice Award for Best Mixologist. Another notable winner was everyone's favorite Molly's Cupcakes, as they won both the Judges and People's Choice Award for Best Dessert. This is Jordan Mickle, Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks, Jordan. And more to come, still on Daily Iowan TV.
Popular words, all good things come to an end, seems to be the case for a downtown Iowa City business.
And in sports, a look ahead in Hawkeye baseball's big week.
But first, we're going to toss it over to Daily Iowan TV's Kelly O'Lean with our updates on this week's crazy weather. Kelly, what seems to be Mother Nature's plan for us?
Well, guys, spring is here, however, so is that cold winter weather. Tomorrow morning will be a cold 34 and mostly cloudy. Those clouds will stay throughout the day, warming up to 46 in the afternoon and remaining 46 throughout the evening with a 60% chance of rain. What may be considered a winter storm in other parts of the Midwest, Storm Xenia, will take in full effect in Iowa City this week with rain all day Wednesday and a high of 47. That rain will stay throughout the week with a high of 50 on Thursday and a high of 39 on Friday. It should warm up this weekend on Saturday with a high of 52 and clear skies. Sunday is expected to stay warm with a high of 58 and overcast. Monday will kick off next week with highs in the low 50s and a 50% chance of rain. That's all I've got for you today. Back to you at the desk.
In mid-April, a well-known business will be closing its doors for good. Tobacco Bowl, located at 111 South Dubuque Street, will shut down until this summer, where it will then open up as a pizza parlor and video arcade. The business is closing down because of complaints of smoke traveling to other businesses and apartments above. Regulars told the Daily Iowan they are sad to see the cafe leave because it adds a unique feel that other local cafes do not. We will have more details on Thursday's show.
A UIowa fraternity had an intruder early Tuesday morning. 34-year-old Jason Jenny from Cedar Rapids entered Tau Kappa Epsilon's fraternity house at 302 Ridgeland Avenue at 1:35 a.m. Police say he entered the house through an unlocked back door. A resident of the house saw Jenny carrying a handful of chargers and clothing. Police say a resident confronted him and he ran off and was caught 2 blocks away. He now faces 1 count of second-degree burglary, a charge which is a Class C felony.
The deadline to enroll for the Affordable Care Act came to an end on Monday. The administration's goal was to have 7 million people sign up, and they reached a little above this goal at 7.1 million. The healthcare law allows many Americans access to health insurance who otherwise wouldn't have it. Republican officials say they don't think this will be a topic their supporters will let up on.
And now we're going to toss it over to Jalen Socek for sports.
Thanks, guys. No fooling around here on April Fool's Day in the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. Lots to get to on the diamond today, so let's get right to it. A pair of Hawkeyes swept Big Ten Pitcher of the Week in both baseball and softball to finish off March. Kayla Massey won the honor this week for the first time since her sophomore season. The California native raked up 2 complete games with a 1.0 ERA and 13 strikeouts this past weekend in the Hawks' second consecutive series win against Wisconsin. Over at Dwayne Bakes, a Hawkeye pitcher picking up his first Big Ten honor of his career, I break down who he is and how he did it.
The Iowa baseball team may lead in nearly every offensive category in the Big Ten, but there's one category the Heller squad has sank to the bottom of, and that's pitching. The Hawks' earned run average is a 4.44, a spot that lands them in the 3rd highest in the Big Ten. Indiana, the team with arguably the strongest arms right now, is throwing at a 2.67 ERA. But sophomore Calvin Matthews proves to be a bright spot on the mound in an otherwise dull position for the Hawks. He was dubbed 2 awards Big Ten Player of the Week and Big Ten Pitcher of the Week for his first complete career game on March 28th, where he opened the series against Michigan with a W. The last time an Iowa pitcher was named Pitcher of the Week was Sasha Kubel back on May 21st, 2012. Against the Wolverines, Matthews scattered 6 hits, struck out a career-tying 9 against 0 walks. Matthews providing a much-needed boost for the Hawks with a 3-1 record and a 1.91 ERA, only allowing 13 runs in 47 innings. The sophomore currently leads the Big Ten with 41 strikeouts. Jalen Socek, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Hawkeyes have 6 games in the next 8 days, starting with a trip to Bradley tomorrow. Here on set is our own baseball beat reporter, Ryan Rodriguez. And Ryan, the Hawks lost big time to Bradley last time these 2 teams played. What are the keys to turning around in Peoria?
Well, I think the big thing is they got to get some more offense. They really got to get the bats going. They only struggled to produce about a half dozen hits last time they played Bradley. Obviously, not many teams can win when you only have 6 hits. So their pitching was good, but they just got no run support. So that's obviously going to be something that Coach Heller and the guys try to work on for this game.
Okay, in a big weekend series against reigning Big Ten champions Indiana this weekend in Iowa City. What's the key to this series if Iowa wants to keep climbing the standings?
Well, Indiana is probably the toughest team in the Big Ten. They're the odds-on favorite to win it all again this year. And they can come at you from all angles. They got great pitching, and they can really smack the ball. So Iowa's really got to be on top of their game. Their pitching's got to be good, and they've got to get confident at the plate, and they've got to pick their pitches, and they've really got to try to make solid contact with the ball and drive in some runs if they want a shot to win.
Okay. Once again, thank you, Ryan. That's all we have for you today. Tune in tomorrow for some pigskin pressers and open practice. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jalen. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into tomorrow's pages of the Daily Iowan.
Conflicts over construction, get an update on the construction at Hancher and the new music building, plus why some professors are frustrated with the progress.
And talking about weed, read about medical marijuana finally getting a conversation at the state level.
But before we leave you, in honor of it being April 1st, here's an old joke that still has people talking. Taco Bell did a prank back in 1996 that still lives on in infamy to this day. The fast food chain placed an advertisement in 6 national newspapers saying they purchased the Liberty Bell, and from now on it would be called the Taco Liberty Bell. This joke caused uproar with the public, so Taco Bell turned around and donated $10,000. So, did you have any pranks on you today?
I did, yeah. My roommates turned out the lights on me in the shower this morning. It was not quite a Liberty Bell, but it was pretty scary.
Wow, I've been lucky today. Nothing. That's all we have for you tonight. Catch up with us tomorrow night at the same time or online at dailyiowan.com.
Have a great night.
Want a major that'll take you somewhere? I joined and now I'm in Los Angeles, California, interning for Conan O'Brien at Warner Brothers Studios.
I joined and now I'm working in public relations for diabetes research.
SJC